So the Nets signed LaMarcus Aldridge, and now Brooklyn has another guy who could end up playing over Nicholas Claxton, even if Nicholas Claxton might be their best defensive big guy. So is Aldridge just going to play center? Because if he's got to play power forward and he's going to be guarding wing players, not really sure how that's going to go. I mean, on offense, if Aldridge can shoot, which, yeah, duh, he can shoot, then he'll be fine. I mean, sure, it'd be nice if he'd be just content with spotting up and nothing else for the Nets. So there's a little bit of a question there, but I think offensively, it'll be cool because he can shoot again. And sometimes he can beat a switch, and that's a nice little extra thing to have. I don't really think the Nets are really struggling for more options on offense at this point, but it's something to have. And actually, I should say, Aldridge's shooting could make their offense even more devastating just because it's like, then it becomes really like, what the hell do we do? Like, how are we supposed to defend all this? There's 5 guys on the floor who can shoot right now. And it might just be a matter of we have to switch because we have no other options, right? I mean, you can try all your collapsing onto a guy and closing outs and all that stuff, but when everybody can shoot, it's pretty tough. And you still have, I mean, KD can cut, and Harden, I'd like to think, would do that a bit as well. So the Nets do still have variety in their offense, and now they just have the last guy who can shoot. So good luck trying to guard them, even if you were pretty much not going to be able to guard them anyway. But really, it's just, my question's just defense here, because like if Aldridge is at center, you have a bit more of a chance for him to defend and be okay for you, in my opinion, just because he can at least just back up and he can play drop coverage. And even then, there are going to be teams who are going to beat you with that sort of thing. And maybe Aldridge can be surprising and actually step up on screens a little bit, hedge, all that nice stuff. But if you're going to put him at the 4 and he's going to be on an actual wing player and then teams are going to be able to run action with that guy, I'm not really sure how Aldridge is going to be able to play a lot of minutes for the Nets. I mean, regular season-wise, could probably be fine with it, but especially in the playoffs, you're facing Miami, the Bucks, who else is in the East? The Sixers. I mean, those are the 3 main teams right now. Maybe my Celtics if the Evan Fournier thing transforms them or whatever, but they're just going to go at Aldridge all the time. So there's a chance that this whole Aldridge in Brooklyn has a bit of a shelf life on it. In terms of time, it definitely does, because I doubt it'll go past this season, although you never really know there. But I'm just struggling to see if he's going to be a big positive, because again, you've got to be able to guard. I mean, the other 2 dudes in the buyout market right now are Gorgie Jang and Andre Drummond. I think both of those guys have way more potential to give you something on defense than Aldridge. So we'll see. I mean, if they can find a way to have LaMarcus Aldridge survive on defense and then give them the shooting on the other end, then that's cool. I mean, again, second units could probably be all right. I guess there's a bit of a question now between like LaMarcus and Blake and DJ and Claxton, and what is that whole thing with still balancing out like Jeff Green, small ball 5, Kevin Durant, potentially small ball 5. I imagine you don't want to do that too often. This is assuming the Nets are all healthy, of course. KD and Kyrie's health things, not always the best. Harden, super Iron Man, of course. So we'll just kind of see. But as I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to open it up again. From a defensive standpoint, their best option is probably Nicholas Claxton. He's the one guy who's got potential to switch on to guys, step up on screens, and he still has some gravity rolling to the basket. I mean, I think even an okay big guy around the rim is going to get a whole bunch of shots on this Nets team. So he could probably do okay there. So I just fear that it's going to become apparent that he's the guy they need, or they're just going to go to small ball center, or what they should go to small ball center, excuse me. And instead it's like, oh, it's Blake Griffin, it's LaMarcus Aldridge, and we hope these guys are still good and all that nice stuff. But, I don't want to repeat myself a million times here. If I'm trying to speculate on why Aldridge chose the Nets, they had to have told him that he was going to play real minutes. I mean, we heard the thing about Miami. I mean, to me, I don't think Aldridge would have made sense in Miami either, because it's like, well, he's not playing center that much because Bam's that guy. So then Aldridge has to play the 4. Miami plays that zone defense. That doesn't totally work for my Celtics. Maybe Aldridge would have had more of a chance to actually play the center, but it's clearly the Celtics want Drummond right now. And if that happens, we'll talk about it. I mean, I'm definitely going to do a video on when Drummond signs wherever he signs, but As far as Aldridge is concerned in Brooklyn, yeah, again, cool. I don't know. My gut is on offense, I see it. On defense, I don't really see it. So for Brooklyn's sake, we'll see if Aldridge does okay. Is there anything else to talk about with the Nets right now? I think they're the favorite in the East. I mean, the fact that Joe Harris, I know they haven't been healthy in a while, but the fact that Joe Harris is the fourth guy is just like, what the hell? Like, it's tough enough to guard Kyrie, Harden, and KD, and now you got this dude who might shoot 50% from three this season. It's nuts. So as long as the big guy has, like, some threat, then, yeah. And again, Aldridge can definitely fit into that sort of thing. It's just, if teams are just going to go at him all the time, then I think they're going to be able to get some of those points back. So really, maybe I just talked myself out of every criticism I just had of Aldridge, because it's like, well, if I think they're the best team anyway, then what the hell am I really talking about, But to think about them matching up with these other teams, I mean, against Philly, the obvious thing is, can they guard Embiid? No, but I don't think Philly can guard them, because I don't think anybody can guard the Nets. I mean, I think, assuming the Lakers are healthy, we're going to be looking at a Nets-Lakers finals. And the only reason I would maybe pick the Lakers in that series is because you'd think that they can at least match the Nets in terms of scoring, and then AD can kill them enough to tip the scales. But, star power is star power in the NBA. I've kind of veered way off from the Aldridge thing, but I don't know. I'm just talking about the Nets and the East in general at this point. But yeah, Aldridge to the Nets. As far as Aldridge's free agency after this, I have to assume the Nets are not going to be looking to re-sign him. And as far as who else is going to want him, I don't know. That's a bit of a conversation down the road. But as far as for the Nets' sake, we'll see.